Today, we're going to take a closer look at the fascinating journey of the penny. Its surprising role in the economy, its changing designs, and most importantly, its potential worth. Join me as we explore the history of the 1-cent coin, how it has evolved, its current value, and the big surprising worth of rare pennies that could be hiding in your pocket right now. Our journey begins over 230 years ago, in 1792, just a few years after the United States declared its independence. At this point, the country had no official currency. Coins were made overseas, from places like Spain and Britain. So, the U.S. government, under President George Washington, took the bold step to establish its own mint and create its own money. That year, Congress passed the Coinage Act of 1792, creating the U.S. Mint and authorizing the production of American coins. Among the first coins to be minted were copper 1-cent pieces, America's first official penny. The first penny ever produced was called a coin featuring a chain of links symbolizing the unity of the 13 original colonies. This design was only used for a brief time before it was replaced by others, but the chain sent marked the beginning of what would become an iconic piece of U.S. currency. As the years went by, the 1-cent coin continued to evolve. Each design reflected changes in U.S. culture, politics, and national identity. The next major design change came in 1796 with the wreath cent, which featured a simple wreath around Lady Liberty. This was the first major departure from the chain cents link design. The obverse featured Lady Liberty in a Native American headdress, which, although controversial for its time, became a beloved and instantly recognizable symbol of America. The design would remain in place until 1909. 1909 marked a pivotal moment in U.S. history and currency. To celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the U.S. Mint introduced the Lincoln cent, the coin we know today. Designed by artist Victor David Brenner, this coin featured a bust of President Lincoln on the obverse and a simple wheat stalk design on the reverse. Unlike the previous coins, the Lincoln cent quickly became a symbol of both national pride and unity. The wheat cent, as it became known, was in circulation for 50 years, and its simple, elegant design helped cement the penny's place in American culture. In 1959, to mark Lincoln's 150th birthday, the design on the reverse was changed to depict the Lincoln Memorial, a fitting tribute to one of the nation's most revered presidents. Fast forward to 2010, and the design changed once again to feature a shield on the reverse, symbolizing the strength and unity of the United States. And to this day, this version of the Lincoln cent remains in circulation. Now let's fast forward to today. The penny has become a staple of U.S. currency, though its role in the economy has changed dramatically. The value of the 1-cent coin has decreased significantly over time due to inflation. In fact, what you could buy for a penny back in the early 1900s would have cost you much more today. For example, a penny in 1910 had the purchasing power of about 3 cents today. But with inflation, that same penny is now worth barely more than a sliver of a cent. So, why does the penny still exist, especially when it costs more to produce than it's worth? Here's the catch: while it costs about 2 cents to produce each penny today, they continue to be minted in vast quantities. Why? Because people still use them, albeit less often. They're still required for cash transactions, rounding off prices, and surprisingly, in places like vending machines and parking meters. While most pennies are worth just 1 cent, there are a few rare ones that can fetch astronomical prices at auctions. Some pennies have become highly sought after by collectors due to their rarity, historical significance, or minting errors. Another example is the 1909 SVDB Lincoln cent. This coin, minted in San Francisco, features the initials of the designer, Victor David Brenner, and was only produced in limited quantities. If you have one of these in mint condition, you could be sitting on several $1,000s. Other pennies, such as the 1955 double-die penny, are also highly valuable. This penny was struck with 2 impressions, making it one of the most famous minting errors in history. A 1955 double-die penny can sell for thousands of dollars depending on its condition. So, what's the future of the penny? With the rise of digital payments, card transactions, and the declining use of cash, many are questioning whether the penny will continue to be minted. In fact, several countries, including Canada and Australia, have already phased out their lowest value coins,